Right, well, about that, we crashed. I'll hang on a minute. Right, what we've been selling. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what the bandits have been getting. Jack's had a few. Lucy's in, is she? Ross. What's Ross had? Oh, not bad, Ross. What's Jack had? Okay. David's in. Oh yeah, David. Well done, David. I don't know if you... Are you back on, David? Are you still on? David Prosser, are you still on? Or are you not one of the ones that's on yet? Hi, John. There's a TV test card. Oi, oi. Oi, oi, Savaloy. Coin Surfer's in. Hannah's back. Disney Princess is back. Hello. Do both reviews. 18 people back on. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, Richard. Nice one, Chris. Thanks very much. 7 Gruffalos. Couple of ones as well with the Peter Rabbit packaging. When am I doing the next talkathon? No, that was it. What I'm doing now, Kian, is I'll be coming on 12 o'clock till 5 o'clock every day, giving away £21 million worth of vouchers, and so everybody gets a £3 voucher every 15 minutes. Plus I'll be walking up to the camera every now and again, so you know, no one will know when I'm going to do it. I'll just come up and give like a juicy one away every now and again, just to keep you interested. And then every hour, someone gets £100 popped into their account. Biggest giveaway on the net is going to be. Cool. That's what we want. Yeah, wow. That's what we're doing. And anytime you want to pop in and just have it, that's it. 350,000 of each code. So spread the word. Spread the word between the coin community. If you know anybody that's into coins, all you got to do is tell them, go and watch Ian's videos, boring and crap though they are, go and watch them, sit through them, put some music on in your head, and every 15 minutes there's going to be a voucher code. I added a link on Change Checkers. Yeah, give them something to do. They don't want it there, they'll have to delete it, wouldn't they? Imagine if 1 million people went posting loads and loads of links. You know, if 100 people posted 10 links, that's 1,000 links. Who's your favourite coin tuber? I've got to say Bungle. Can't say otherwise, really. Sorry to the others, but Bungle's at the top there. And so far at the moment, I think Andy in the cupboard, he's got to come second, doesn't he? I've never heard of Christopher Collects, never really watched any of his videos, so I've got no idea where he is in the rankings, but well, I did watch one of his videos, didn't I? Because I sent him a couple of quid. But I still don't know how that works. We're supposed to be set up for monetisation now, but we can't figure out how it works. Anyway, Matthew's going to be looking at that. Yeah, so would I, Tracy. I was told that some of them were watching it. I was told that some of them were watching it, but you know, someone, the mint. What do people who can't watch your live streams do for obtaining the codes? Well, there's the thing, you see. Supposing one of you enterprising people out there, so again, you see, your mind doesn't think the way I do. I think I understand manipulations and all that, and I understand manipulations from a retailer's point of view, which is why I tell you what they all are, but I also understand it from a customer's point of view. You see, I was going to go into something then. What was it you said? Manipulations from a customer's point of view. Oh, I lost my thought now. Oh yeah, thank you, Lottie. On the ball, aren't you, you lot? On the ball. You amaze me, you do. Right, so supposing the way my mind works is this, especially if I was skint. My mind works in two ways. If I was skint, and therefore, if I'm skint, I've got the time because I ain't got nothing else to do, I might watch all them videos, one after the other, and copy down all the voucher codes that are worth anything. Or just copy every single voucher code down. And then I might go on to eBay because I've got no money. Hi Sean, make sure you email John. Make sure you understand the rules. Make sure you're able to follow all the rules and email John. The way my mind works is, see, lost it again. Oh yeah, thank you. Way my mind works is, I'd copy all the codes down and I'd go on eBay and they're bullying, I'm coming back to that. Yes, it will, Chris. It will be helpful and insightful. And it'll also maybe help some children that watch this as well, because it might give them a few ideas on how they can deal with it, because it's really easy. Bullies are the easiest people in the world to deal with, let me tell you that. So, getting back to manipulation codes, right, so if I was skin, I'd watch all the videos. If I come across something like that, I'd write all the voucher codes down, then I'd go on eBay and I'd sell the list for £5. And I'd say to someone, I'd add it all up and I'd say there's voucher codes here, I'm selling you a list of voucher codes, and there's a list of voucher codes and it adds up to 300 quid worth of free coins, and I'm charging you a £5 for it, and then I'd print it off and send it to them. That's what I'd do if I was skin. If I wasn't skin and I was just doing it from a enjoyable point of view and to help other people point of view, thanks David, nice to see you. Nice to see you on board. If I was going to do it from a, pardon me, good, thank you very much, David. Yeah, if I was going to do it from a altruistic point of view, as in helping other coin tubers, like I've been saying to you, help each other, then I might watch those videos, copy all the voucher codes down, and then just do a post every now and again, let people know. Split it up into 150 words and let people know. And if any of you want to do that, do it. Do it, because all that will do is every time you punch up a load of codes, all that's going to do is all the people that are watching at that moment are going to go, oh, touch, excellent, right, I'll have some of that, boom. And then that is just going to go ding, 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 like you can hear it go now. You'll be doing other people a favour, but you're not doing other people a favour at a cost to me. You're doing other people a favour, you're also doing me a favour. Because these people that you're giving all these codes to, they're coming on. Like David. First order from David was a little while ago. Now he's going on there, he's asking you, what codes, what are we talking about, what's going on? You've been kind enough to give him some codes, he's gone on there, he's having it off right now. He's right having it off. He can't believe his luck. All because you could be bothered to give him the codes. I didn't give you the codes. I said to you I wasn't going to give any codes out. But because you could be bothered, you've helped him. He's now had it off. What's he going to now do? he's going to get that stuff through the post. He's not going to be able to resist telling people what he's just got because he can't believe it himself. And he's going to be off telling everybody. He's going to be an ongoing advert. Not quite yet, Kian. Not quite yet. I'm going to be. They're not going to go into circulation until all the videos are up for the Peter Rabbit. Once the last video is up for the Peter Rabbit, that means every single Peter Rabbit is in circulation. Once that's done and they're all in circulation, we move on. Then we release the Gruffalos out to the agents. But this time, we're getting the agents first. So if you've got any interest, let John know. Absolutely likely, it is. So if you've got an interest, let John know. Because this time, we're getting the agents involved early. You're not going to get the coins yet. You're not going to get your coins until we're finished with the Peter Rabbit. But I want the agents up and running, ready to go. All of them, 45. Right? Because then you've got 45 people talking about it. You're talking on your social media. John, TGBCH@outlook.com. John answers all the emails. It's John you need to talk to. He decides who's going to do it. I only have a little bit of interaction when I say I want someone specific to do it. But other than that, John deals with it. Yeah, it'll take a little while, John. Don't expect John to get back to you straight away. Don't bombard him with emails. Just send him one. He'll get to it. And if you don't get picked for this one, you'll get picked for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Now, absolutely, Tracy. Make sure if you want to add your playlist to our YouTube channel, if you're a coin tuber, do not email John under any circumstances because he will just delete it. He hasn't even got time to reply and say you've emailed the wrong person. He will just delete it. He's impatient like that, right? But you've got to understand he's in his 60s and he's got stage 4 lung cancer, so he ain't got the patience for it sometimes. He'll just come across it and go, they ain't listened, boom, delete. TGBCH@outlook.com. T for Tango, G for Golf, C for Charlie, B for Bravo. No, T for Tango, G for Golf, B for Bravo, C for Charlie, H for Hotel. TGBCH@outlook.com, which stands for the Great British Coin Hunt. Well, we'll have to get set up with all that, Bradley. I don't know how I'm going to do this live thing yet. All I'm going to do is walk around with my iPad, and if it crashes, I'll just have to restart it. But we're going to try that from 12 till 5. If it starts becoming successful, I'll invest a bit of money in, you know, some camera equipment and stuff like that. So with the Gruffalos, they're up for sale. The Gruffalos are up for sale with a letter of provenance, right? Even though I haven't completely trashed them all yet. Half of them are still in the packet. You're going to be seeing me unopen them and all that sort of stuff, all that caper. And I've sold half of them in advance already, and I haven't even ripped open the packets yet. Right? So, there is someone working on leads, Peter. It's all right, Jack, you use as many as you want, mate. So, these Gruffalos, right? So the Gruffalos are up with a letter of provenance. Did you get any Pride of England? I've got a couple on. Go and look on the site. Search box, Pride of England. I've got some. And they're not that expensive, I don't think. So, where was we? Gruffalos, right? They're priced at $29.95 with a letter of provenance. Right? Signed letter of provenance, $29.95. When we release the Gruffalos, the price on those is going straight up to $49.95. Because I know that we will get $49.95 for them because we sold all the rabbits at $49.95 once we released them. Once we release them, everybody wants a piece of it. Once we've released the Gruffalos, the price is going up immediately at $49.95. Anybody that's like, needs a little bit of help with their YouTube, maybe if you fire off an email to Matthew, our YouTube administrator, if he gets time one day, he'll keep the email there. Maybe he can get round to answering it and giving you a few pointers. You know, maybe he might even consider, I'll ask him, I don't know if he's on now, but I'll ask him, maybe he might even consider doing a bit of a tutorial for me on how people can use our site, or maybe how people can use the YouTube and stuff like that, how to upload or whatever. Maybe you can do something like that to help, so that we can have some kind of step-by-step guide for the agents, so that if they're not used to uploading on YouTube, now they can do it, you know. So when the Gruffalo is released, that Gruffalo, we put the price up to $49.95. Don't matter how many we've sold. Whether we sold nearly all of them, hardly any of them, don't matter. When we release it, boom, and the agents are out there and it's now going in the press, $49.95. And remember, I'm trying to pay for these stunts, each stunt at a time. So all this money that I'm charging for these coins are going towards the stunt, and you buying them are part of the stunt. At the same time, by us doing this together and working together, we are actually making that item worth that money, and people will buy it, and people buy into it, and people will re-buy into it and re-buy into it. And as time goes on, those ones of you that have got a coin with a letter of provenance, that letter of provenance, crappy though it is, because it's off our printer, that letter of provenance is going to make your coin more sellable than any of the coins that people say they found. Because one of the things that's going to happen is you've got 400 coins out there, people are going to say they found them, someone already has one, put one on eBay saying they've found it in the change, you know. Hello Trixie, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for everybody to come back before I get onto the bullying story. So those of you that have got a letter of provenance with your Peter Rabbit or Gruffalo, that letter of provenance, crappy though it is, it's going to make all the difference to me giving you that printout. It's going to make all the difference to you being able to get your money back or make a profit in the future. Because people will trust that, people will buy into that, because they will know. And they'll know that they can always come and check it out with me. So that said, there's less than 100 of the Gruffalos left at $29.95, and anybody that bought the Gruffalo or the Gruffalo packaging or anything like that, don't expect to get it yet, because I'm not even going to smash the coins up for 2 weeks. So you just have to wait, but you will get them. You'll get them probably coincide posting those out to you at the same time we post the coins to the agents. So you've got them at the same time the coins the agents put them into circulation. We'll try and organise it around that. But what that means is, if you buy one of those Gruffalos at $29.95, you know immediately you make that purchase, you know you've just made 20 quid. Because the moment Ian puts these out, he's going to put the price up to 50 quid. And people will buy it at 50 quid. People will buy it at 100 quid, actually. If I put one up for 100 quid, I know I'd sell it. No, none. I told you, don't expect to get anything until next week. I did tell you that. I've told you that about, I don't know how many times I've said that. You ain't going to get it until next week. If you get it early, result. But do not expect to get your parcels till next week. 1,100 orders is a lot to go through. See? I need to go and take some tablets. What was I saying? Remind me when I come back. Good. If I say to you you're going to get it this week and then you get it next week, then you're going to be peed off. If I tell you you're going to get it next week and you get it this week, then you're happy. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're getting it next week. And then if you get it this week, touch. Let me go and take some tablets. I'll come back, check for another half hour, and then I've got to go. Tablets is... So yeah, Gruffalo, finishing that off before I get into the story. So anybody that buys into that Gruffalo now with that letter of provenance, they've already made an immediate profit. That £26, that should have all been used up by now. I shouldn't think there's any left. What do you think? I don't know. But anyway, anybody that buys into that coin and trusts me on that coin immediately makes £20 the moment they've bought it, as far as I'm concerned. Because you're buying it knowing in advance that the price on that is going to go up to 50 quid and you know I'm going to sell it. Now that, see, let's push the boundaries on that. Where can that take us? Well, that can take us in. If there's one thing I'm a master of, is selling advance orders. I can sell advance orders like no one else can. I've done it. And I've taken an almighty amount of flack for it, but at the same time, a lot of my customers have had very good deals from it. So I could utilise that, and I could go, well, actually, once the customers know what we're doing, they understand how we're going to do it, and the kind of quantities we're going to put up for sale. Once the customers get their head around that, and they know we're going to do that to every coin, I can put up an advance order of every single coin we're going to release into circulation. I could put that up 6 months before I'm putting it into circulation. I can guarantee the money to pay for every single stunt. Now, if I can do that, I can absolutely guarantee to put every single one of them 35 coins into circulation, because you buying into it and me and you doing it together actually gets that up there, gone. It makes it a winner from day one. See? So we're ready, you know, I know the Gruffalo is going to be the next one. What's the one going to be after that? I think we ought to do £2 after that. And then I'll put up a listing and I'll sell them in advance with a letter of provenance, and people will buy those, and we can sell them way before we have to put them out into circulation, allowing us to have the money to buy what we need to buy in order to rip them all apart and put them in circulation. The idea becomes absolutely phenomenal, and by the time we get to coin 10 or 12, there'll be advertisers lining up to get involved in this. You know, and if we've done all the 35 coins, well then we might go back and I might go, well, okay, let's do the same thing to the 2009 or the 2010, 11 or 16 Shield. Why not? If an advertiser's going to pay for it, by that time an advertiser will pay for it. They'll pay 50 quid to put them in circulation to be associated with that coin for the rest of that coin's life, which is forever, innit? And what stops a lot of those big business from doing a stunt like that is you then have the trust factor come into it. People being what they are, people are going to get into it and people are going to steal and one thing and another, you know. And the one thing that we're going to get a good name for and a good reputation for is selling the advance orders in the first place, putting those coins out fairly. That's what we're going to get a name for. Any advertiser wants to go down that road. Hello, Martin. Martin is Martin Wood here. He's just come on. He's going to be one of the agents. So there's now one gone. So he's going to be one of the agents for the Gruffalo. Bungle's going to be one, obviously. So will Andy if he wants to be. So will Family Collects if he wants to be. So will the other chap if he wants to be. So there's only about 30, there's probably about 10 people that I will use again and again and again. So there's probably only going to be about 35 people. I like his accent too. It's only going to be about 35 people. Well, whether they, no worries, Lighty, you know, we'll make sure you're in there. You've got to make sure that you let John know you're Lighty Collects and that you've spoken to me. Thank you, Wilma. The thing is, they won't be able to stop us doing it to any coin. No one can. because the one thing anybody looks at is, that's mental. Why would anybody do that? It's stupid, it's mental. But then you just manipulate mental to work in your favour. Yeah, make sure you do. And you don't have to have your face on a picture. Some people do, some people don't, but you don't have to put your face on a picture. You know, the important thing is, the most important thing is not your face. The most important thing is that that coin must stay in shot until it goes into that machine. And everybody knows it's gone in the machine, and that's it. The person that's put one up on eBay says that they found it in a vending machine. Excellent. Now, whether you want one for your own, thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. But they are. Yeah, but the ones that you bought without the paperwork, they'll be either the packaged or the bunched version, won't they? So crazily, they're cheaper, obviously, because what you're buying into here with this whole thing about this letter of provenance and all the rest of it. What you're buying into, what are you buying into? You know, like a wine club, done, Trixie. I'll make sure that you are definitely one of them then, in that case. I will. I'll make sure you're one of them. Email John. Obviously, tell him who you are. But email John, and thank you, Mark, and I'll make sure you're one of them. Right, we ain't got a lot long left, so I'll tell you what you're buying into quick. Now I'll get onto my story, right? There ain't many Gruffalo left, Scott. There was less than 100, you know. Look, let's make it easy, right? Any one of you that are on tonight, there's only 49 of you watching. So 49 of you means that is way too much for the Gruffalo. So I can't promise each and every one of you that, yes, I will do it. But I tell you what I will make this promise of now, right? I will make you this promise that if each and every one of you promise to follow the rules, and each and every one of you email John and tell John in that email that you was interacting with me tonight on the live that I did tonight, and I promised each and every one of you that you would be used. Send that email in to John. Send that email in. Yeah, okay, Sean, I promised you on Saturday night. So send that email in to John and I will use you, right? But I've got to be careful, because I could easily promise 2 of you on there, yeah, I'm definitely going to use you, and then realise you're right next door to somebody else. Makes it difficult. But, cool, Sean. Excellent. So, I will use you for definite within the next couple. Within the next couple. Every single one of you will get the chance to do it if you want to, because you're here first. So why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you make sure we already get you one to John? That's good, that's good, that's good. So that's it. So that's it. It's in the lap of John's gods, as it were. No worries, Mark, thanks. You know, if you are a coin tuber, what's the email to message John, Suzanne? It's tgbch@outlook.com. If you are a coin tuber, then you're almost guaranteed to be used, as long as you can follow the rules, because I want to use you. You're going to be using me because this is going to give you good publicity. I want to use you. Sorry, but there are a few. Only little ones, but there are a few. You won't mind. I promise you. Anyway, so what are you buying into? What are you buying into? It's like a wine club. You know, wine club, right? We're going to send you a nice selections of wine every now and again. We're going to tell you what to buy into. You're going to trust us to tell you what wine you're going to like. And you buy into that. No, you don't have to be a coin tuber. You don't have to be a coin tuber. But you buy into that. You buy into the fact that I, as a wine retailer, am telling you that I'm going to send you on approval every month. I'm so confident with what I'm going to send you on approval every month. I'm going to send you this wine, or not on approval and you pay me for it on direct debit. I think they do nowadays, don't they? Pay on direct debit. I'm going to send you this wine, and you're going to like it, right? You're trusting me on that. That's what you buy into with the old wine monthly thing, or the whiskey monthly thing, or whatever it is that you might buy into on a monthly thing. Change Checker, Westminster Collection, Royal Mint, you sign up to these deals, you get a silver coin for like 20 quid, and then all the rest of the coins, they send you on approval and you choose. And you buy into that. What you're buying into when you do that is you are buying into trust. You're trusting them. They are getting you to trust them. Well, it doesn't matter whether it's a coin or bloody wine. It makes no difference. You are trusting the person that you give that money to, that they are going to give you what they say they're going to give you. That's what you're trusting, right? What you're trusting in with me is I've come along and I've said, now look, let's shake this up a little bit. Let's change a few rules here. Yeah, but look, Mark, you've got to remember. Oh, by the way, Mark, yeah, very important. I noticed today, I just happened to notice by accident, I was in the emails for something or other, I don't normally go in there, and I just happened to notice there was a bounce back from you. So there's something going on with the communication, because I know you texted me or you messaged me to say that you was getting bounce backs as well. So are we. Something's going on with your email address, mate. But I have told him, Mark, so cool. Right, so that's what we're buying into, right? Right, what you're buying into with me is I'm a wheeler and dealer. I've been a wheeler and dealer all my life, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, and I'm not going to hide from that. I've been a wheeler and dealer all my life. That's what I've done. All my life since I was 6 years old, and I've learnt my trade in 50 years. Learnt my trade. That's what I've done. I've learnt my trade over 50 years. And I can walk into anything and I can put a value on anything. And I won't be far wrong. I make mistakes now and again, like anybody. Of course I do. But I won't be far wrong. Now what you're buying into me here, like this monthly thing on approval thing, wine thing, etc. What you're buying into here, you're right at the beginning. You're right at the beginning of this. None of us know how this is going to go. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how I'm going to keep it all together, put it all together, whatever. But I do know it's going to happen. And I've got a semblance of an idea on how I'm going to do it. What you're buying into is the fact that I'm saying to you, this is going to work. You trust me, this is going to work. And to prove it, I'm going to do it with a Peter Rabbit. I'm going to prove to you that this is going to work. And I did it with a Peter Rabbit. We're in more than 35 newspapers across the country. We're now on second runs in some of those medias. It ain't gonna be long before we put, thank you very much, Scott. No worries. All across the country, 35 newspapers, all with a Peter Rabbit, and I've just sold the Peter Rabbit, sold out at 50 quid a coin with a letter of provenance. So, whilst all these people over there are laughing, that's fine, you laugh. Because I'm proving it. I told you I was going to do it, told you how I was going to do it, told you how I was going to manipulate the situation, told you how I was going to take something that wasn't worth that right now and turn it into that value and then make it worth even more. And then at the same time, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to make that rubbish worthwhile. And I'm going to turn that rubbish into ephemera. And we've done it. Done all of it. So, what we're going to have, like a private club, is I'm going to say to you, we're going to get to a stage, you mark my words and you watch this happen. You watch this happen in front of your eyes. I did it with a Peter Rabbit and I proved it to you, and now you've seen that with your own eyes. Some of you missed out on that coin, and you ain't missing out on the Gruffalo, because you've now seen it. So what do you think's going to happen when I go, okay, I'm now going to put up the Frankenstein and I'm going to do an advance order on it? I won't have to do a talkathon to sell 100 coins. I'll only have to let you know on here. I've done the Frankenstein. There's X amount available. When they're gone, they're gone. They're $29.95. And the moment we put them out into circulation, we're going to put them up to $49.95. You will make sure that I'm sold out. I bet when we put them out into circulation, I bet there's none to put up at 49.95. I bet I've got no Gruffalos left to put up to 49.95. And I bet when I do the next coin, I'll have none of them left either to put up at 49.95. That's the kind of club you want to buy into. It hasn't, Sean. One's got a £500 bid on it with a letter of provenance, but other than that, I don't know. And they will trade for a lot of money. I mean, they're going to go up and down, silly money, but they will trade for a lot of money. One more smoke, quick. You might have to wait for me. So, now, don't interrupt me too much, otherwise you won't get the end of this story. A bullying story, right? You got any kids? You got any childrens? You know any childrens? You tell them to listen to this story. So, I was around about 11, 12 years old, and I got bullied by this kid, and he wasn't so much bigger than me, he was just nasty. And I don't know, there's that thing inside you when you come up against somebody, it's that fight or flight thing that comes up inside you. And that fight or flight thing is basically saying to you what you're doing when that fight or flight thing's going on. You feel it like an adrenaline rush. You feel all sort of funny inside. You feel all the butterflies in your tummy, children's, right? When this happens to you, you get bullied, you feel all butterflies in your tummy because you get frightened. And that's what all of that is. It's all going off because you get scared, right? And in that moment, what you're doing, whether you realise it or not, in that moment, whether you're a child or an adult, in that moment, you are deciding in your head, can I take this person? Even if you don't realise that, can I take this person? If you feel in your mind, in that split second, your mind decides, your brain decides that yes, I can take this person, I'm not scared of this person, then no bullying goes on because you stand up to the bully. But if in that split second of a moment, you've decided, your brain has decided, I can't take this person, you get scared, you instantly get scared, you get frightened. Butterflies come in, adrenaline starts going, fight or flight comes into play. Fight or flight means you either give in and go away and give them what they want, or you stand up to them. That's what that is. That's all that is when it happens. So I was frightened. Just a sec. Right, so, yeah, I'm making it in the facts. I've got to have one more cigarette. So, because I'm not going to be able to smoke in the car. It's 3 hours, that is. Wow. So, I was frightened. What's my lunch money? Now, I can't go home and tell my mum. I can't beat him up. I can't get in trouble. I can't, well, I thought at the time he could beat me up. So, you know, fight or flight thing. All that. And my mum's a Jehovah's Witness. I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness, you know, turn the other cheek. I was giving sermons at the age of 11, talking to the congregation at the age of 11, knocking on doors at the age of 11. Anyway, so getting into trouble fighting wasn't really an option. Because I'd only get a clump off my mum if I got home and I'd been in trouble fighting, right? Then were the days you lived in, you know, you got in trouble fighting, you come home, you got a clump off your mother or your dad. So, I didn't know what the bloody hell I was going to do, but I was really bricking it. Anyway, time of school came and end of school came and I never gave him my money because I told him that it was in my lunchbox or in my locker or whatever. And I didn't have it at the moment, it's all I could think of. And he told me that in no uncertain terms, if he didn't have that money before he went home, what I was going to get. So now I'm coming out of school and I'm going home and I've got to go through the school gates and I've seen him, I've clocked him over there. And I've got to walk past him. I haven't noticed his mum standing by the side of him. I noticed there was someone there, but I didn't know there was. Didn't know there was. Turned out to be his mum, I didn't know. So I'm walking towards him, and there's like this pond, this great big pond, big pond about 2 foot high in the middle of the school playground. On another occasion, I got thrown in there, but that's another story. I got a kick in the nuts with a pair of steel toe caps and thrown in the pond, but that was another bullying story anyway. I dealt with that differently. So, picture the scene, right? There we are. So I'm coming out, I'm walking across about 20 feet, and all of this is happening really quickly. I'm explaining it, but when it happens to you in real life, these things happen like quick, and you make these instant decisions, and sometimes it pans out for you and sometimes it don't. So there's this pond thing, and there's all dirt around the outside of it and all of that, and you know, that's there as I'm walking past it, and so I'm walking up, and I'm walking slowly, and I'm wondering what I'm going to do, and all of a sudden, wallop, she's clumped him right round the back of the ear hole, wallop, because he was staring intently at me as I'm coming out. I'm looking at him, he's staring at me. Of course, whilst he's staring at me, he's not paying attention. His mum's talking to him. And I didn't know it was his mum. She's talking to him and he ain't paying attention. Wallop, she's gone, right on the back of the ear hole. Didn't I catch him one? And, you know, he starts crying and all the rest of it. And in that second, I thought, you ain't no monster. I ain't frightened of you. And the dirt, the pond, and all the rest of it. So I turned around and started walking backwards. His mum hadn't seen me. She don't even know I exist, as it were. She's giving him a right old rollicking. I've turned round. I've started walking backwards. I've grabbed a handful of dirt. I've gone like that on my shirt. I've gone like that on my face. One thing when you one thing you can do as a child that you can't, some of us can as adults, but what you can do a lot easier as a child is you can start crying like that. Can't you? As a kid, do you remember when you was a kid? You can start, and tears are coming. You can just bring it on at a moment's notice. So I've gone like that with the dirt. I've gone like that, made myself dirty, right? Cuffs. Turned round, started walking towards him now. Got the money out of my pocket, and I started crying. And as I walked towards him, because I've realised it's his mum. So I've clocked it now. I'm going to get myself right out of trouble. So now I'm walking towards him, I've got the money in my hand, I've started crying, I look all dirty and a mess, and I walked straight up to him, ignored his mum, put my hand out with the money, and I said, here's my lunch money, whatever his name is, I said, here's my lunch money, please don't beat me up again, sob, cry, looking fucking filthy. Can you imagine how his mum felt, what his mum said? Another one went round the back of the ear hole. Apologising profusely, his mum was to me, dragging him up the thing to take him out of school gates, and she's dragging him up there. Another one round the ear hole. I thought, yeah, you ain't no monster. That's what you do with bullies. Face them right out, somehow, some way. You can't face them off. Well, hit it with them hit them right out. Bring it out in the public. Because the one thing about bullies is this. When you get bullied, right, no matter adults, kids, whatever, when you get bullied, there's one common denominator with a bully. They do it in the quiet. They do it in the dark. They do it when you're not looking. They do it when no one else is looking. Not you. They do it when you're looking. They do it when no one else is looking. So no one else can give them a bollocking. No one else can jump on your side. That's what happens with a bully. Yeah, outfox him right. I'll tell you what, I never got bullied by him again. He never spoke to me again from that day till the day I left school. Never spoke to me ever again. And I never spoke to him. We'd pass each other in a corridor, wouldn't even talk, wouldn't even acknowledge each other, and that suited me down to the ground. I loved it. Never bullied me again, never went anywhere near me again. So by the time I'm finished with Change Checker and the Royal Mint, they ain't going to bully me again. I've dealt with these people since I was a kid. They're just big, that's all. They're just bigger than me. They've got more money than me, that's all right. But they ain't going to bully me. they can ask me nicely. I offered to sell the business to Ian Glenn. I offered him outright. I said, you can buy me out if you want, get rid of the trouble, get rid of the mess, just buy me out, that'll do. I'll pay everybody off, settle my investors, that'll do me, buy my house, which is what it's all been about, it's getting my house back. That's what I want out of it, so you can buy me out. And he said, I didn't know that was on the table. I said, of course it's on the table, everything's for sale. He said, how much do you want? I told him. Nearly fell off his chair. I said, how much do you want? He said, you might not want to tell me. I said, I don't mind telling you, it's 5 million. He nearly fell off his chair. Meeting didn't last long after that. And I know why. Like you, it nearly falling off your chair. He takes one look at me and thinks 5 million. Don't be stupid. Is my business worth 5 million? No. My business ain't worth 5 million. My business is probably, if I sold it, worth a couple of million. But it ain't worth 5. What's worth 5 is me. That's what's worth 5. Me, I'm worth 5. What I know and what I can do. Because if I wanted to put my mind to it, I'd have Change Checker thrown off eBay. And I could do that in 3 months, 6 at the outside, gone, off eBay. There's X amount of million a year you lose. I'm going to cancel your contract with the Royal Mint. I'll make so much noise, you lose your contract. How many more millions are you going to lose? That's why I'm worth 5 million. He didn't get that. So I told him in another email, I said, I know why I lost you in the conversation. As soon as I mentioned 5 million, that was it, conversation out the window. Yeah, absolutely. Especially the one with all the mouth, they're the worst. So, you know, I knew exactly when the conversation was over. The conversation was over when I said, yeah, I'll sell it to you, but I'll sell it to you for 5 million. Because he doesn't understand that I'm the pea under the mattress. He doesn't understand. None of them do. Not the Royal Mint, not Change Checker. They don't understand. We are the pea under the mattress. We are changing things. We're shaking it up. We're making them change their policies. We're making them change the way they do business. We've already done it. This pea under the mattress is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if the pea actually gets to a point where it upsets the mattress and turns it off the bed, then a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. Suddenly, 5 million for my business and to shut me the flipping neck up becomes cheap at half the price. And I said to him in another email, you might consider this cocky, but I said to him, that's when I lost you. I lost you when I told you 5 million. So now I'm going to make you understand and I'm going to make you believe and know that 5 million was cheap at half the price. I offered you a good deal, because what I'm going to cost you is an absolute fortune. If we make enough noise and if we do enough damage and we make enough changes, the coin community benefits, and those two companies suddenly don't have as much revenue as they did before. Well, the Royal Mint always will, because it makes them, but 288 Group won't, Westminster and Change Checker won't. Don't forget Frank. That's it. So there we are. I'm just going to finish off my smoke while talking to you. That's it, and then I'm off. So that's what it's all about with them, and that's why I'm so adamant I back down, and that's why some of the people in the coin tubers, there's not many, but there's a few that don't want to get involved, and they don't want to get involved for that reason. It's all messy with the mint and messy with Change Checker and all of that. But it won't be that long before, hopefully, they even get to realise that You can't have one without the other. You can't have a shake-up and a change in prices. You can't force the likes of Change Checker or Westminster Collection to reduce their postage prices and play the right game and all the rest of it. Good night, Lighty. You know, you ain't going to get all that unless you make enough noise to make them do it. If What's Her Chops hadn't herself in front of the horse, do you think the women would have had the vote? Would have probably been the 60s or the 70s, or it could have even been the 90s before they'd have got the vote. Got to shake it up a bit. I'm going out in a minute, Casper. So you got advance notice. Oh, cheers, thanks. That's so kind. You take care. Bye, Marie. So yeah, so everybody needs to go now because I'm going. And now you know what to, right? So we'll do it on all of them. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye for now.